And welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian, and I'm streaming to you from beautiful Victoria here in Western Canada. I hope all of you are having a superb week so far. Students, in this class, we are looking at an IELTS speaking section. Specifically, we're going to look at a part 2 and 3 question set that asks about situations which make you nervous, or a person that has made you nervous. Speaking is a 12 to 15 minute interview in the IELTS exam. It's the same for the academic and the general IELTS. It's usually a face-to-face interview with a native English speaker who measures your ability to proficiently use English on the premise of coherence, fluency, grammatical range, accuracy, lexical resource, and pronunciation. You will have a chance to practice today with me using these questions. Welcome Rajinder, hi Trang. Carolina, our chat moderator, is here. She is in blue. She's here to help. Fatima, Deborah, nice to see you. Fuang, Tsegareta, Abraham, good to have all of you with me today. Students, our websites are aehelp.com and glshelp.com. These lesson materials, this live presentation is brought to you by our websites. They are here to help. Premium users get 2 extra live classes each week, including Thursday and Friday. That's tomorrow and the day after. Tomorrow, premium students, you will have a task 1 writing academic class, and then on Friday you'll have another speaking class using Zoom for the whole class. You'll get a taste of that in this class. Our academic IELTS website looks like this with this blue background. You'll see me here in the video, and you can click this big red button to join our premium IELTS package. Just there to my right. To my left, I should say. We're an IDP affiliate, a British Council partner, and an IELTS test registration center. We help thousands of students every day to improve their English and succeed on their exams. General IELTS is glshelp.com. It's the green background, same idea. Click that button and you can use the code DISH9 for an extra 10% discount that's coming from one of our recent video releases. So we'll get back to this potentially at some point in the lesson. For now, students, keep in mind we do have apps, Academic IELTS Help and General IELTS Help. The apps link to the websites for further help and learning. If you have any questions, send me an email to adrian@aehelp.com or admin@aehelp.com. All right, let's get into these speaking questions, everybody. So you go to your IELTS exam, you go 1 hour early, you practice with other candidates, you use English only before your speaking test for the whole day. If your speaking is at 11 a.m., as soon as you wake up, start using English, go to the exam center, continue with English. If your test is at 4 p.m., wake up, start using English, don't switch to other languages, stay in English before your IELTS test. Just these simple tips can really help you to get a better score. So keep that in mind. Excuse me. Usually means I'm telling you the truth, or so the theory goes. So again, just keep in mind, go to the exam early, use English only on the day of the test. Okay? Super important. Thank you, Fuang. It's nice to see you. Lewis, it's good to see you as well. We have a couple of students who haven't been here in the last little bit, and it's good to have them on board. Okay, everybody, let's just jump right in. So you get into your IELTS test. The examiner will say, welcome to the speaking section of the IELTS exam. My name is Adrian. I will be your examiner for this part of the test. We are conducting this exam in Toronto. The time right now is 10 o'clock. Exam center 79Q3R. Candidate number 99422121. Examiner number 73348. I'm recording this for clerical and marking purposes. While the examiner is giving you those instructions, your brain should be going, okay, I have to give answers, explanations, examples, give full answers, use the questions, paraphrase those questions, give good details, don't overspeak, don't go off topic, and just be confident. So that should be in your head while this is happening. And then the examiner will say, may I see your identification? It's your first chance to show your fluency. Now, again, remember everybody, this is speaking, so speak and repeat. Okay, copy what I say, copy how I say it. I speak with a West Coast Canadian accent. All right, we'll move through part 1 nice and smooth today. I want to focus mostly on part 2 and part 3 in today's class. Okay, so let's do this. Anna, very good answer. Anna says this. Yes, gladly, this is my passport, which I have used recently for my registration. Please have a look. That's a band 9. It's fluent, it's clear, it's good. Some of you are probably thinking, but Adrian, they don't mark us for that. Not on paper, but in their head they're marking you. So, yeah. That's a great, nice, fluent, professional answer, Anna. Everybody, repeat after me. Yes, gladly. This is my passport, which I have used recently for my registration. Please have a look. Great. All right, next question. What is your full name? Same thing. Second chance to start speaking in full sentences. Let's do it. Give me your full name. Fatima, it is very important that you're able to use complex structures and a wide vocabulary. They're marking you on grammatical range and accuracy, but you should never force it. You should never try to use it just so you use it. The best way is just reflect the question. So you'll see that in just a few moments here. Okay. Jeffrey, very good. It's one of the longer YouTube handles that I've seen. Jeffrey Alfarizi goes to publisher 2023 says, my given name is Jeffrey and my surname is Alfarizi. You can call me Jeffrey for short. Jeffrey is not short for Jeffrey. Jeffrey is Jeffrey, okay? Or Hefri. I'm not sure if it's pronounced Jeffrey or Hefri. Always write your name with capitals. Okay, never be too lazy. For that, it looks really strange. Instead of you can call me, say please call me. It's better in this situation. Okay, you're asking, not giving permission to the examiner. Please call me Jeffrey. Is it Jeffrey or Hefri? Now, if you have a short form, like in English, Jeffrey is called Jeff for short, or Hef, or Jeff, then, sorry, Jeff, there. Then that's okay. All right. So this would be a correct band 9 answer. My given name is Jeffrey and my surname is Alfarizi. Please call me Jeff for short. Okay, now that's a band 9 start. Before that, it was more like a band 7. Okay. Next question. Where do you live? I will give you an answer for this. So when you get this question, think structure, think visualization. Okay, so picture your house, your town, your province or state, and your country. Okay, I live in a 4-bedroom house in the suburbs of Victoria, which is the capital city of British Columbia in Western Canada. All right, you can find me by those directions. Okay, So again, here, small to big. You could go big to small. So you could say, I live in Canada in the province of British Columbia, in its capital city, Victoria, in the suburbs in a 4-bedroom house. I can do it that way. Structure is good. Keep your listener in mind. They don't know what you know. Again, repeat after me, everybody. You're doing awesome. Here we go. I live in a 4-bedroom house in the suburbs of Victoria, which is the capital city of British Columbia in Western Canada. Samu says, originally I'm from Sanjia district of Nepal, and currently I live in Butwal sub-metropolitan city, which lies in Rupande district of Nepal. Okay, good. It's good. I like it. Maybe you don't need this originally I'm from. It's kind of, confusing. But it's okay. So, good answer. I like it. Okay. And then we'll jump a little bit here. Let's talk about parents. So, the examiner introduces the topic, the general topic of part 1. We'll go, let's talk about parents. How often do you see your parents? Okay, now this question, you should remember quality and quantity. Quality is like often, and quantity is like twice a day, before and after school. Okay, so I often see my parents at least twice a day, before and after school. In fact, I was hanging out with them this morning before this IELTS test. Okay, nice example there. So again, just repeat after me. I often see my parents at least twice a day, before and after school. In fact, I was hanging out with them this morning before this IELTS test. Okay. Nice full sentences, students. Fluency matters, logic matters, clear communication matters. This is not a daily chit chat. You can use slang, you can use idioms, up to you. It has to be clear, precise, professional, proficient English. There's a lot of P's there. I'm not sure why. All right. Pardee says, I see my parents almost always. I mean, as we share the same house, I see them every day when I depart and arrive back from work. Pardees. I changed it a little bit. And instead of always, Pardees, native speakers would probably say all the time. Like, I see my parents all the time. I mean, we share the same house, so I see them every day before and after work. It's more natural. Okay. All right. Ishika says, I see my parents on a daily basis as I live with them in the same house. My parents live in Chennai, which is the South Indian city located in the... okay, we didn't want to know that information. I'm just asking you how often you see your parents. I'm not asking you where they live. So don't overspeak. You will be interrupted by the examiner. Okay, let's jump a few questions. Let's go to this one. This kind of leads into the bulk of our lesson, which is going to be speaking part 2 and part 3. So give me an answer for this one. How has parenting changed from one generation before? We're jumping to that question there. Okay. All right. For those of you joining in, remember this lesson is brought to you by aehelp.com for academic IELTS. Join us here. Click the big red button. It's a one-time payment, lifetime access. It costs about $40-50 US. And you get loads of materials for the speaking section, students. That's why I came back here. I wanted to show you this. In your lesson videos, you have 125 5 speaking interview practice sessions with students from around the world, ranging from band 4.5 to band 9, with lessons and explanations and vocabulary. Look at that list. It's almost non-exhaustive. If you go through all of those videos with the subtitles and you use it, you're going to do awesome. Maybe Carolina, you can throw the link for this website into the chat for us. General IELTS students, same idea. I think you have 120 videos, and that's just the speaking videos. You have practice exams and tons more. So for those of you getting ready and practicing your speaking, it's a great resource for you. All right, back to this question. So how has parenting changed from one generation before? Notice that this question is in present perfect. Present perfect. Answer in present perfect. It has changed a lot. Boom. You just use present perfect. Thank you, Carolina. I appreciate you for that. Lovely. Okay. Let's see what you have. Vuong has this answer for us. Vuong says, it has changed a lot. The majority of parents tend to let their little ones make mistakes and to be there for them whenever they need help. This has been a better form of parenting, because in the past, parents punished their kids even before they made mistakes. Okay, notice how, Vuong, I use that present perfect again, right? It's very important. All right. Lois says, it has changed profoundly. I love it, Lois. You know what? I'm going to copy that out because it's good. Lois says, it has changed profoundly. In the past, parenting was traditional in the sense that mistakes deserved punishment, like does anybody know the word for that? So when parents in the past, I shouldn't smile because it was horrible, but when parents in the past used to take their kids, and then when their kids made mistakes, they would put the child across their lap, and they would give them a good old-fashioned, that's the hand there. The parent is sitting on a chair here. And the child is, of course, crying. They're like, why are you doing this to me? And the parent is like, I'm so angry. Blah, 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 blah. So everybody remember what that was called? It's not whipped, Ichika. Daniel says that's called a spanking. It is a spanking. It's a spank. I got spanked. Hopefully not whipped, Ichika. That's going back more than one generation, I think. It's horrible. All right. Yeah, that's called a spanking. So, Lois, you want to say in the same sense, or in the sense that mistakes deserves punishment, like a spanking. And now it's changed, right? So there are usually lots of family rules set for children to follow, or there were, right? It's past tense. However, it has now become more liberal as the world develops rapidly, and parents have been using verbal teachings rather than physical punishment. Okay, that would be your band 9 answer, Lewis, from about a band 7.5 there. Okay, try it, everybody. It has changed profoundly. In the past, parenting was traditional in the same sense that mistakes deserved punishment, like a spanking. There were usually lots of family rules set for children to follow. However, it has now become more liberal as the world develops rapidly. Try to repeat that, everybody. Let's try that one more time, okay? It has changed profoundly in the sense that mistakes deserved punishment, like a spanking. There were usually lots of family rules set for children to follow. However, it has now become more liberal as the world develops rapidly and parents have been using verbal teachings rather than physical punishment. Okay, so that's your present perfect represented in a high quality answer with a good explanation. Okay, look at all that present perfect and present perfect progressive. That's what you want to do in the IELTS, is reflect that grammar. The question was, how has parenting changed? Okay, now they may ask you another question there, and then they will say that is the end of part 1. We will now continue with part 2. For this part, I will show you some questions. You will have 1 minute to read these, think about your answers, and then you will have 1 to 2 minutes to speak. I will tell you when to start, when to stop. You can take notes in the 1 minute time if you wish. You have your note paper and your pencil there. Is that clear? Then you should say, absolutely, 100%. Okay, and then the examiner will say, talk about a person you were nervous to meet. Okay, now don't talk about the examiner. I was nervous to meet you before I walked into this exam. No, don't talk about the examiner. Okay. Talk about somebody else. Your first grade teacher, your professor, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your new boss. Okay, so you can talk about lots of different people. We definitely get nervous when we meet somebody. Maybe meeting a customs officer or a border guard, an agent when you're going to a country. Okay, Lewis says meeting Mr. Adrian. Lewis, maybe. Deborah says I was about to say IELTS examiner. Nope, don't use that one, Deborah. Jeffrey says academics supervisor. Now here, everybody, of course, you're talking about a person, right? So when you talk about a person, you have to include their appearance. What do they look like? Okay. You have to talk about their personality. And you have to tie their personality into their actions. So what do they do? Now, of course, many of you know that the IELTS could be an object, a place, an idea, or an event. But today, we're talking about a person. Okay, to learn about all of these other ones and how to talk about these, each of these has a kind of set structure. Again, students, I strongly encourage either the academic IELTS course or the general IELTS course in your course when you join. Carolina, maybe you can put that link one more time in the chat. We really want to help students here. So when you click that button and you join and you make that leap of faith, then in your full online course, you've got instructions for all the different sections. In the speaking section, I believe it's lesson B. Yeah, there we go. You have trainings for talking about people, places, ideas, events. So here it is. You see it. Talking about a person, appearance, personality, actions. Like saying, for example, that the person is tall or short, skinny or fat, bald or long brown hair, well built. They've got maybe a big smile, brown or blue eyes, their personality, they're kind or greedy, and then tie it in with what they do. Maybe they're kind, so they do a lot of volunteering, right? Okay, so think about that. You've got lots of different instructions here, so describing a place and so forth. Again, all of these lovely materials are in your course at aehelp.com and gieltshelp.com. Yes, it's a sales pitch. It's a sales pitch for you, so you can make a good decision and improve for your IELTS and not pay another $300. Okay? All right. Fatime, it should not take a minute to talk about or to think about what you want to talk about. Okay? You're talking about a person, and you read the questions. Okay? So before we really think about it too much, just read the questions. So let's read this together, everybody. Who is this person? When you met this person? Where you met him or her? Why did you meet this person and what made you worried? Okay, so you have to answer these questions. Some websites and some teachers say, oh, they're just optional. It's kind of a guide. You can kind of like whatever. No. For a high band score, you should definitely focus on answering those questions. The examiner's looking at them too. Okay, and then think about 2 or 3 ideas. So, and this is actually your third step. These steps are described in your course. So step 1 is you read the questions carefully. Step 2 is you realize it's a person. And then step 3 is you think of 2 to 3 ideas. Okay, now, Fatime, because Fatime says, gosh, it takes me 1 minute just to think of what I'm going to talk about. You can make that way faster. Okay, and I'll tell you a trick. Okay, so this is what Fatime said. Fatime said, gosh, it takes me 1 minute to find what I'm going to talk about. So think of 2 to 3 ideas. Think of the general opinion. Okay, so when you think about the general public opinion, and I said that a few of these today, who are the stereotypical people that most of us are nervous to meet? Okay, who are the stereotypes that most people are nervous to meet? I mean, 2 that come to mind right away is a new boss and a partner. So a love of my life, right? Love of my life. Okay, those are 2. Stereotype, Raja, means like the typical, the most common. Okay. All right. Lachika says the principal, like a new teacher. Yep. Absolutely. Who else? What are the stereotypes? There's definitely about 5 or 6 at least that come to my mind that are stereotypes for people who were nervous to meet. We're like, oh, what's gonna happen? Yeah, a police officer, so somebody in a position of power. Police, yeah. When the police calls you, you're kind of like, oh, what did I do? What did I do? All right, Risham, very good. A celebrity. I love it. See, there you go. Celebrity, for sure. A famous person, right? People get really nervous. Okay, who else? Any kind of judge, right? Like a thesis panel or a doctor, very good. A dentist, right? Mother-in-law, yes, in-laws, mother-in-law. Yeah. For those of you who are married, you know that one. Oh, I gotta meet the mother-in-law or the father-in-law. If you're the boy, whoa, I have 2 daughters. You should be nervous there, gentlemen. You should be nervous. All right, I won't go down that one too far. How about a coach? Right? Yeah, Tanupi, lover's parents would be like the father-in-law or the dad, right? William says, the dentist is my worst nightmare. Right. Okay, so now that we have step 3, in step 4, we take some useful notes. Okay, and I'm not going to do that right now. You can do that. So right now, everybody, what you should be doing is choosing one of these or a different one if you have something else in mind. Take some notes. When you take notes, write down their appearance. So tall, built like a tank. Okay. Big face, mohawk. All right. And then talk about their personality with action. Okay. Stern, strong, loud voice. Okay. Demanding, push-ups. Okay. So think about their personality and their actions. And then for your step 5, this is a very important step, everybody. Step 5 is get your first sentence ready. Before the examiner starts you. Okay, so the examiner will say your 1-minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking. And hopefully you wrote down your first sentence and you're able to say, a person who made me super nervous the first time I met him was my high school basketball coach. Tim McKinley. Okay. And then you get into it. He is a tall, strong man, and just his physical stature is already so intimidating. I felt like a midget the first time I talked to him. Okay. So I'm teaching you vocabulary here as well, students, but you can do it with simple vocabulary. Okay, and notice how I'm always going back to this topic of nervousness. So even when I'm talking about his appearance, I talk about his nervous, or I talk about my nervousness, so my being nervous. Okay. So a person who made me super nervous the first time I met him was my high school basketball coach, Tim McKinley. He is a strong man, and just his physical stature is already so intimidating. I felt like a midget the first time I talked to him. He is about 2 meters tall and weighs like 210 kilograms. Okay, he was always known as a strict coach who demanded much from his players. We had to do 100 push-ups each practice. Okay, all right. So, and then I keep going, personality, action, and I go back and I look at the questions. When you met this person, I first met him when I entered grade 11 and I signed up for basketball. This was in 1995. Okay, and then I keep going back to my notes and I keep going back to the questions and I keep expanding. I stay on topic. Okay. So that's what it looks like. Now, I hope while I'm telling you this, you're already thinking about the person that you will talk about, students, because you will get a chance to speak now. So I'm going to start up our Zoom session, and I will ask for volunteers to answer this part 2 question. So again, the question is, talk about a person you were nervous to meet. Who is this person? When you met this person? Where you met him or her? Why did you meet with the person? And what made you worried? Okay, so keep those in mind, all of those questions, all right? This is my answer so far. I can easily finish this for you, but I'd rather you speak and practice your English. So think about what I just taught you. Think about your first sentence. Think about personality backed by action, and a little bit about the appearance. Okay, then we'll go to some part 3 questions. We're going to do this through Zoom, everybody. Again, keep in mind, those of you who are premium users on our website, you get 2 extra lessons all on Zoom with lots of speaking tomorrow and Friday, and every Thursday and every Friday. Okay, all right, here's that Zoom link, everybody, and let me just start up the Zoom session. And this gives you a little bit more time to think about your part 2 answer. Okay, so the link again is in the chat. Anna's already in there. All right, I'll wait for a few more people to join. We usually have a good number. All right, let me see who's here. We've got Anna, Shaheen, Deborah, and lots more. All right, let me just admit everybody. Fuang, there you all are. There's Fuang and her cat. Now, students, to volunteer to answer this part 2 cue card, just raise your hand. You can do that by clicking on more, clicking on reactions, and then clicking on the raise hand like that. Let me put on my headset so I can hear you better. Raja Shekhar, ready? Unmute yourself, please.
Hi, Adrian.
Hi, Raja Shekhar. How are you?
I'm fine. How about you?
I'm doing good. Raja, is it okay if is it okay if I call you Raja?
Oh, it's fine.
All right. Okay. So let's do this part 2 cue card. I will start you off, and then we'll go through your answer after. Are you ready to begin?
Adrian, can you give 1 minute, please? 1 second.
Are you good to go? I'll let some more people in while we give Raja a minute, a moment. Okay, make sure everybody that you're muted. Okay, Raja, you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, then talk about a person you were nervous to meet. Your 1 minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking.
A few days back ago, I met a one person. Is actually my friend. Actually, my friend's brother. Actually, I'm little bit nervous to meet him because when I saw him, when childhood onwards, I am seeing him. He will beat everybody, and he will scold, and he will talk to. He will not talk to everybody. So when my childhood onwards, I getting some nervous to speak another person because in my childhood onwards I seen that person angry only because he is not talk to anybody and he does not approach anybody. Hello.
Yeah, your time is up. I will stop you there. And we will now go to part 3. Okay, so Raja, that response would be about a band 5. It's not quite fluent. First and foremost, you only spoke for about 45 seconds.
Okay, so but it is sound another sound is came, so
Yeah,
that's why I stopped.
yeah, that was from your YouTube. So you have 2 software open. You have Zoom open and you have YouTube open. For everybody watching, when you're on Zoom and you're talking, make sure you mute YouTube. So you should quiet mute your YouTube so you don't have 2
Sir,
sounds.
actually I stopped, but another sound is came, so that's why I am stopped.
Yeah. So you have to keep talking, and in the real exam too, don't worry about what's happening. Just talk for the 90 seconds, even if there are explosions outside or thunder, or just keep going. Okay, it's crazy.
Okay.
Just go for the 90 seconds. So it wouldn't be fluent. But that wasn't the only reason. So there were some other pieces. So first of all, you answered the question. You said you were nervous to meet your friend's older brother. Now,
Yes.
Raja.
Okay. Tell me, Adrian.
Yeah. What does he look like? Okay, so you didn't describe his
He looks like
appearance. Yeah, and I think it's important here.
his long hair and specs he will keep and blackish skin color. He will look like angry. He does not speak to anybody because he will when his father he beat every day because he is working some illegal work. So when I'm
Okay,
seeing that person,
just
I
slow
get
down.
some.
Yeah, slow down, slow down. So he has long hair, long, dark hair, always with an angry look on his face. Was he bigger than you?
Yes, he's bigger than me. He's around 29 or 30 age.
Yeah. Okay. So that's all you need to give all of that information, right? That gives a
Yes,
context. Now, the person that you're actually talking about here has a special name in society. Anybody know what that person is called? So that mean kid at the school who's big and hurts the other kids and is really bad. The word starts with a B, and it's really discouraged these days in school. That's right, William. William said it right away in the chat. William said that your friend's bigger brother. Carolina said it too. Zagareta said it too. Fatima said it too. Everybody's saying it now. So Raja, that person that's really mean to others without much reason, just because they have a difficult life, that person's called a bully.
yes. Hello.
Yeah, I'm here. So that person's a bully, and so that was missing from your conversation. So just repeat, everybody, just repeat a simple sentence after me. So I was really nervous to meet my friend's older brother because he is a bully. Can you repeat that for me, Raja? Are you still there?
Yes, I am there.
Okay, can you repeat that after me? So I was really nervous to meet my friend's older brother because he is a bully.
My my friend's brother. When I get nervous, I would like to talk. Uh, my friend's brother get is bully.
Okay, we'll practice that a little bit more. Just keep
Mm.
practicing, Raja, okay? You'll get better and better.
Okay.
The goal is
Okay.
lots of speaking exercise. Thank you for volunteering, Raja. And try that again, okay? Learn that word bully. The verb is bullying, by the way, everybody. And you're talking about your friend's older brother here who is a bully, okay? Thank you, Raja, for being my
Okay.
first volunteer.
Okay. Adrian.
Bye, Raja. All right. I don't think we've talked before. Maybe we have. I'm not sure. Fuang, we haven't spoken in a while. Can you unmute yourself? Everybody's giving Raja a thumbs up. That's good. Hi, Fuang. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you, sir?
I am doing pretty good as well. It's nice to hear your voice. I haven't heard from you in a while. Fuang, can you tell everybody where you are in the world right now? Just a brief introduction.
Well, currently I stay in the heart of Ho Chi Minh City, which is located in the south of Vietnam.
Great. You're in Ho Chi Minh City in the south of Vietnam. And what are you doing? Have you finished school?
Not yet. Now I'm in the first year of my university.
You're in first year university.
Yes, sir.
How do you like it?
And now I'm majors in international business.
How do you like it? Is it fun? Is it boring? Is it difficult?
Yes, it's a little bit difficult nature for me, but I really love it because it's interesting and I have a bunch of opportunity to deal with the number as well as communicate with foreigners.
That's awesome. So you're using English every day.
Yes, sir.
That's great. All right, Fuang, let's try this. Are you ready? Or let's do this. Are you ready?
Can I have 30 seconds to prepare for my lesson?
Sure. All right. In the meantime, I'll let some of your classmates in. All right, everybody, let's give Fuang a few seconds here. Let me know when you're ready, okay?
Okay, sir.
All right,
Okay,
Fuang,
sir.
ready? Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Okay, so talk about a person you were nervous to meet. Your 1 minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking.
My oldest math teacher, Mr. Dũng, was the one I was most nervous to meet during my high school time. He was about 60 years old when I was in my 12th grade. He was so serious, with thick and black glasses on the time, and he barely smiled with us in class. Whenever it was for business or pleasure, he always dressed nicely with lecture. My classmates and I usually make stay in our classroom at least 6 times a week, probably in the morning, uh, because his topics were the most essential ones to school. I was the top student in his class, so I seem to recall that he frequently assigned me a bunch of challenging homework. Even though I truly enjoyed dealing with the numbers, I detested the math assignment actually that he gave me and encouraged me to turn in the next day. To be honest, I didn't know how to handle the music with the meaningful assignments. Instead of trying to be cheerful, I feel sweating for it. On some of the equations I couldn't quite figure out. I had to tell him how I worked out the math assignment and not look for assistance from someone else. Although I didn't tell Mr. Young how it really felt, looking back, I believe I made the right decisions for my future because the homework really helped me not only to improve my math skills but also enhance my knowledge. On the closing note, my final exam result passed with flying color, 9 out of 10 in total, instead of feeling anxious when I met him at that time. Now I feel so appreciative and comfortable and hope to meet him again.
Okay, your time is up. I will stop you there. And we will now go on to part 3. Fuang, that was fantastic. I loved it. I mean, I think the content was amazing. So your high school math teacher was the person that you were really nervous to meet. They were 60 years old. They were basically always very serious, whether it was business or pleasure. And you had a few challenges in his class. It was very clear for me. You used really nice language, really nice connections, correlative conjunctions. The one aspect that I would recommend improving on is going maybe a little bit slower and focusing a little bit more on feeling nervous in his presence. I kind of felt more like his class was challenging rather than he was the type of person who made you nervous. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So you kind of talked about more about like the difficult assignments and the challenging work rather than why he made you feel nervous. Like, for instance, saying like he had very high expectations of me. Just repeat the sentence after me. He had very high expectations of me.
He had very high expectations of me.
So I always got so anxious when I handed in assignments.
So I got very anxious when I got the assessment.
So I got so anxious every time I handed in an assignment. Okay, one more time. He had very high expectations of me, so I got so anxious every time I handed in an assignment.
He had very high expectations of me, so I got so anxious every time I handled in an assessment.
Okay, great. And Fuang, your pronunciation has gotten much better since you first started with me. Make sure to keep focusing on that. So focus on good articulation, okay? Do a lot of articulation practice with visual articulation. So look at videos of how speakers are articulating those sounds with the movement of the mouth and do very direct articulation practice of sounds, okay?
Okay, sir.
All right, Fong, you're doing awesome. Keep up the good work in English and in your international business classes, okay? And make sure you come back and say hi again, okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you for your help. Have a good day, sir.
Thank you so much. Bye, Fong. All right, that was Fong. So awesome. Fong's just such a lovely person. Okay. All right, let's take somebody else. Let's do Batman. Bruce Wayne, can you unmute yourself? Batman, Bruce, aka, are you there? Bruce Wayne, this is
Hello.
Hi Bruce, how are you?
Good evening, sir. I'm fine. What's about you?
I'm good. You can call me Robin. I will be your sidekick.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Bruce, thank you for volunteering. We'll go to part 3. Are you ready for some part 3 questions?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then let's talk about first impressions. What should a person pay attention to when meeting an important individual like a teacher or boss for the first time?
Well, first of all, the appearance of the person, I would like to say. And the second worst thing is the what kind of clothes he or she wearing, or what is the body personality, like how he is she standing in front of him.
Why is this?
Because we look a person carefully or for the first time, so these are the three things which a person firstly notice: the way of talking, or we can say how she standing, the body structure. The second thing, what kind of cloth he or she wear at that time, and the third thing, how he or she talks to somebody else or in front of other people. So these are the things I think.
How well can a person evaluate someone based on the first time that they meet?
Well, sir, I had faced some interview in my past, so I think these are the things. Could you please elaborate the things so I can get clear idea?
In what ways has meeting people for the first time changed from 30 years before?
In what ways has meeting people? Well, there a lot of changes had been done from meeting 30 years ago. First of all, if we talk about the 30 years ago thing, people used to talk face to face, or we can say directly onto the face. But nowadays, usually mostly people try to use Google meetings, or we can say online meetings, to talk with other people. So yes, a lot of things are changing, or we can say, and will definitely change in the future. Like nowadays, people used to call over the phone calls, but if we talk about 30 years ago, there were no so much use of phone calls, and people try to
Okay.
use.
I'll stop
Yes,
there
sir.
and give you some feedback. So, first of all, Bruce, that was great effort. I loved it. I think you're really pushing hard to get good content, and that's great. The band score is about a 5, so it's modest English. I understand you, and it's okay. There are definitely considerable grammar mistakes, mistakes with natural language, missing vocabulary and words. So you need to really focus on answer, explanation, example, right? So you said, well, first of all, the appearance of the person is important. And then explain it, right? So people should comb their hair, brush their teeth, they look presentable, because then the boss or the teacher knows they are respectful and they care about themselves, right? So you have to explain your answer always. You were really missing that collocation there, body language. So they need to pay attention to their body language, like eye contact and a good handshake, right? And so give those examples like eye contact and handshake, okay? Also, some of the language, like you noticed that it was present perfect. In what ways has meeting people changed? And you said, well, there are a lot of changes have been done. You tried to use the present perfect, but it was incorrect. So the correct language there, Bruce, is a lot of changes have happened from a generation back, okay? So review that present perfect and review the correct ways to use it. Okay, Bruce?
Okay, sir. Thank you for giving this valuable feedback, and I will definitely work on these aspects. And I appreciate your valuable feedback. Thank you, sir.
You're super duper welcome. Make sure to avoid the word thing. Like you said, a lot of things are changing. Instead of saying a lot of things, say like a lot of behaviors or a lot of customs are changing. And this is an important last tip for everybody. Don't use the word things. Always find a better word. Okay? That's my last tip, Bruce. So pay attention to that. Okay?
Okay, sir. Definitely, I will surely improve my things.
My skills.
Customs.
Right, exactly.
Yes,
Bruce,
sir.
thank you so much for volunteering. It was great to hear your voice, and I hope you have an awesome rest of your day.
Thank you, sir.
All right, everybody. That is Zoom, and we have 2 whole Zoom classes coming up tomorrow, which obviously have less students usually, and so you get many more chances to speak. To enter those classes, you need to be a premium user of our websites, aehelp.com and gieltshelp.com. Thank you for all the encouragement. Ariadna gave a big thumbs up to Bruce. Fuang gave like 7 thumbs up. Lewis with lots of thumbs up. Yeah, I mean, it takes a lot of effort and practice, everybody, each and every day. And that's why I encourage you to use our websites, enter as many of these classes as you can, and use it in combination with your My Student account by clicking the Join Now button. And using all of these great courseware and course materials with the app, it really doesn't cost a lot compared to what you get. I hope to see our premium students tomorrow. I sent the links. If you did not get the link, make sure to send me an email. Okay. Atharwa, the speed of your speech does not matter much as long as it is natural. You can speak slowly like this as long as it's natural and methodical with good answers. You will get a high score. You can speak super quickly like this, but if it doesn't make any sense, then you're not going to get a very good score. Okay, so be very careful. Good question. All right, and on that question, everybody, I will leave you for the rest of your day. You're all amazing people. Thank you for being here with me. I hope you enjoy your evening or have a restful night if it's late in your country. You're brilliant. You have a quantum computer on your shoulders with the blessing of a soul. Always remember that. Always stay positive. Much love to everybody wherever you are in the world today. I'm Adrian, signing out from Victoria, Canada. See you tomorrow, premium students. See you everybody next week on YouTube on Tuesday. Bye for now.